We have to understand that for every logistic process where we bring something in the inbound transfer of goods or other objects, we need a validated process.
News, Interviews, Know-how. Der Ortner Podcast.
Welcome to a new episode of the Ortner Podcast. Today, we're talking about a technological innovation that has the potential to fundamentally transform process technology in a cleanroom environment. Ortner's new and patented UVC technology. UVC has been used successfully in decontamination for many years, but with this innovation, Ortner is taking it to a new level. A transfer lock system specifically designed to meet Annex 1 requirements. So, what is exactly behind it? Why is it necessary to reinvent this technology, and what is making it better? To help us answer these questions today, we're joined by Andreas Kohlweiss. Andreas, you're the project manager here at Ortner. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Andreas, Ortner's new UVC lock system is patented and designed to meet current Annex 1 standards. Which regulatory or technical requirements were most relevant during its development?
Thank you for this question. To answer it, I would like to cite two subchapters of the GMP Annex 1. I will start with Chapter 4.12. The movement of material or equipment from lower grade or unclassified area to higher grade clean areas should be subject to cleaning and disinfection commensurate with the risk and in line with the contamination control strategy. Number 2, Chapter 8.49. For materials, equipment, components and ancillary items that are not a direct or indirect product contact part and are necessary for the aseptic processing but cannot be sterilized, an effective and validated disinfection and transfer process should be in place. So, what can we learn out of these two paragraphs of the GMP Annex 1? We have to understand that for every logistic process where we bring something in the inbound transfer of goods or other objects, we need a validated process. If we think about nowadays solution, like we have the manual hand disinfection, so the hand whipping, this is not enough. We need those validated solution with the UVC technology to fulfill the required standard of the GMP Annex 1.
Thank you. So, UVC isn't a new concept in decontamination. What was the main motivation or challenge that led you to develop this completely new solution?
Well, when talking about UVC, it's all about the dose which a specific surface gets from the UVC irradiation. And so we have to understand that with the irradiation intensity multiplied with the time results in the dose. We had that in several products, so the last few years. We've also seen this at our competitors' products. But very often, it's just an add-on. You know, you have something like a conventional material throughput lock, and then you say you have an UVC light on top of the lock. But this is just not enough. You must make sure that really on every surface, the irradiation of the UVC light gets into contact with the object and gets the right amount of dose. And combined with the requirements of the revised GMP Annex 1, this led us to the new development of the UVC Plus technology with its specific products.
So, Andreas, what sets this new system apart in terms of its technology and design from maybe previous UVC applications?
That's a really interesting question. And it's also somehow part of the patent, and the core of this technology is the Ortner cleaning frame. So the Ortner cleaning frame is combining particulate cleaning of the object with the UVC plus disinfection. So you have to understand that in the first step, we all know that on small particles, you have bacteria, you have germs, you have stuff like this. And so in the first step, we have the particulate cleaning on the cleaning frame. We are using air jet nozzles. Maybe you know the Venturi principle. And with this air jet nozzles, we are cleaning the surfaces of our object with pulsed air. So in the first step, the cleaning frame is moving downwards to the object. And via the pulsed air, you have basically in every location, you have those pulsed air velocity. And a directed airflow is basically the mechanism where we transport then the removed particles. So it's getting into the filter system afterward. In the second step, the UVC, so the Ortner cleaning frame, moves upwards with the UVC disinfection. And we make sure that we have enough time to get the intended dose of UVC on the surface.
Thank you. In which production areas or transfer scenarios do you see the greatest benefits for this type of UVC-based technology?
The benefit is strictly linked to the customer's logistic concept. So we think that we have the most impact in the front area of the logistic, so the supply chain. Let me say it like this. If you think that very often you get the goods, you get the pallets, you get other stuff directly from the trailer. So that means in this point of view, you don't know the current state of the object, about the dust, about the bacteria and anything else. And so we have those UVC lock solution where you can directly put the pallet into the UVC lock, and you have later on a controlled state of this good, of this object.
It sounds like the perfect solution, but are there other situations possibly where maybe this type of technology isn't so applicable? Maybe where other systems like tunnel or flow-through locks might be more suitable?
Absolutely. I was already introducing it in the last question that we are strongly linked to the customer's logistic concept. And especially when it comes to smaller goods, think about you have those Acculux boxes. So those are these standard transportation boxes in the pharma industry. Yeah. Or if you have a single, how they call it, the single trays with the vials, then the UVC lock is just too big. We have here another solution. It's called the UVC Plus A solution, which means it's fully automated. It's linked with a pick and place cobot and an automated tunnel solution. Basically, the cobot is placing the box on this tunnel. Then you have something like a horizontal conveyor belt. It's not a conveyor, but it's a similar principle. It goes into the lock. You have automated sliding doors. Then you have the same principle with the Ortner cleaning frame. And afterwards, it's get out of the lock. And then you have again a pick and place cobot. And especially if you have smaller goods, this is quite sufficient. And we have another solution for the UVC Plus lock. We have a UVC a trolley. This is basically a trolley made of a metal frame with UVC lights mounted on. And this is something which we can place into the UVC lock. And there you can also place the smaller goods like packages or trays and stuff like this.
Oh, very good. Very good. How does this new solution compare to the conventional systems in terms of cycle time or material capability and general user experience?
That's a good question, but it's not so easy to answer. Because what is the current state or what is current state of the art? We have the wipe disinfection, so the manual wipe disinfection. And when it comes, if we compare this to the UVC solution, then of course in every aspect our solution is more sufficient, especially in terms of the validation. When we're comparing it to other conventional techniques or technologies like the H2O2 decontamination or the an autoclave, it's hard to compare because with the UVC Plus solution, we have a log 3 to log 4 disinfection. And for the other systems, we have a log 6 decontamination. So that means it's somehow comparing apples with bananas. But anyhow, we think that for this application where our customers only need the log 3 to log 4 disinfection, it's definitely sufficient.
Great.
And also the cycle time is much shorter.
So Andreas, to summarize, for a customer in just one sentence, if it's possible, why this UVC lock is a true game changer for GMP-compliant transfer, what would you say?
The UVC technology, combining the both products, the UVC Plus lock and the UVC Plus A solution, provides an effective and validated disinfection process and transfer process for the specific needs of our customer.
So this brings us to the end of the latest episode of our Ortner podcasts. Thank you, Andreas.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the Ortner product and portfolio, please feel free to visit the website. Also, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel or the Spotify channels. But until then, take care.